Hi, it's Daniel, and welcome to another educational video by the Entropy System. We are in the season of family-centric holidays right now. No matter your culture, background, or religion, or lack of religion, there is a good chance that you will recognize at least one holiday in November and December that is traditionally spent with family. For survivors of childhood trauma, this type of year can be so difficult. Childhood trauma is, not all the time, but a lot of times, the result of neglect or abuse at the hands of a family member or a caregiver. And so being flooded with images and conversation of people being with their family and caregivers and being so happy and celebrating their love and relationships is just a reminder of what that survivor does not have. Now, there is no obligation on the part of a survivor to forgive the person who harmed them. I think the idea that everyone has to forgive is unhealthy and silly, and please don't take this video as, a push of, hey, that toxic family person, go reconnect with them, because that's your moral obligation. No. This is not about that. This is about those people who want to reconnect with a family member or a loved one that has hurt them deeply in the past. And this isn't even a video for those people. This is for the people who caused the harm in the first place. This is a video on how to conduct yourself and have a conversation with the person who is looking to maybe forgive you and maybe rekindle some sort of relationship with you. This is an open letter from the Entropy System to those who caused harm to a person while that person was a child. If you are a person who truly wants to reconnect with a person that you've harmed, who truly wants forgiveness, who truly wants to make up for what is done in the past, the first thing you need to be willing to do is be honest with yourself and be honest with the other person. That means accepting the full weight of what your actions did. Trying to minimize your actions and their effects, or telling the person that it wasn't as bad as they remember, or only apologizing for part of what the person told you hurt them, that's not honesty. You are creating a little bubble of lies and misinformation because you're more interested in protecting yourself against facing your own reality than you are actually fully apologizing to the person that you hurt. That's not honesty. And if you can't be honest, then you aren't ready to accept forgiveness. Honesty is the first step. Second, don't make excuses. You can offer reasons, but there is a difference between reasons and excuses. People make mistakes. That happens. Maybe you were a young parent and you were not emotionally, mentally, or financially ready to have a child. And because of that, you took that out on that child. Perhaps you were struggling with addiction. Perhaps you were struggling with a mental health issue that you have now received help with. You may not be that person anymore, but that doesn't automatically free you of the consequences that occurred as a result of that person who you were. You can say, I was a young parent, I wasn't ready to have a child, and because of that, I hurt you, and I'm so sorry. That is a reason. An excuse is, well, what did you expect? I was a young parent, I wasn't ready for a kid, no one else could have done better. That is an excuse. That is pushing responsibility off of yourself. And then we go back to the honesty bit, where you have that lie cushion because you aren't ready to apologize. The next part of making sure that you offer a genuine apology is verbally taking ownership of the harm that you did. It's the difference between saying, I'm sorry I hurt you, and saying, I'm sorry you felt hurt. That is pushing the ownership of the pain onto the victim. That is victim blaming by definition. An apology is something you offer because you did a thing wrong. if you're going to negate your own responsibility by pushing the reason for harm on the victim's perception, then you're not ready to apologize. These three things are pretty central to any apology, no matter what kind of apology you're making. And this is especially important for people who caused harm. If you are ready to say that I have changed, I am better, I want to continue to be better, and I want to prove that to you, individual who I hurt, those three things are essential. You cannot put forth a genuine apology and expect genuine forgiveness if you do not have those three things. But those are not everything that goes into an apology. There's one last step, and that's what comes next. An apology means absolutely nothing if you don't follow it up with actions. You can say I'm sorry as genuinely as you want, but if after that you go back to displaying toxic behavior, then that apology was crap. It meant absolutely nothing. You may as well have said nothing at all. After you apologize, the next step is to say, what can I do to make things better? And then actually do that thing. Maybe the person is not ready to rekindle a relationship with you. Maybe they never will be. And they say, I just need space. Respect that. Give that person space. Even if that doesn't make you feel warm and fuzzy and forgiven. If you have changed and you want to show you have changed, giving that person space is what you need to do. Maybe they'll ask you to go to an event that's very important to them, or maybe they'll ask you to take down a picture of a primary abuser that you've had displayed on the mantle that makes them massively uncomfortable. Maybe they'll ask you to stop talking to a person who was a primary abuser. If they request something within reason and you want to show that you have changed, it is important that you follow through on honoring that request. Now, obviously, we cannot do anything and everything to accept an apology. We cannot always drop everything and move to a new location or quit a job or etc., etc. But if a request is within reason and you make excuses not to do it, that is not following up an apology with action. People can change. Abusers, neglectors can change. People can become better than their past. But leaving that past behind and moving forward with a person who you hurt doesn't just happen automatically. It's not just going to painlessly drift away over time. It is something that you have to own. And it's hard. Offering a genuine apology when you did something that seriously harmed another person is hard. It's hard to admit to yourself, and it's hard to admit to someone else. But if you want to move forward, if you want to prove that you are not that person that you were before, this is what needs to be done. To all of you who are lonely this holiday season, to all of you who feel like you don't have anywhere to go, know that we in the entropy system see you, and we care about you, and we want you to know that you're not alone out there. Even if it feels that way, you're not. We send you love, and we send you hope, and we send you happiness. I, Daniel, send you love and hope and happiness. And I hope that you find some sort of silver lining, some sort of sparkle in this difficult time of year. I deeply want to thank Abby and Liz Joyce and all of the other patrons who help keep this channel alive and going. You guys are fantastic. If you are interested in becoming a patron, a link to our Patreon is in the description below. If you are interested in sending us fan mail of any kind, our P.O. box address is also in the description below. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in Tropical Fish later. Bye!